It is 9 p.m.
It is 9 p.m. We usually film this at 2 p.m. on a Tuesday, which means we usually film it at 3 p.m. on a Tuesday, but Kyle made a new record today.
Yeah, you were like, can we film it 2? And to give myself a little leeway, I'm like, let's shoot for 2:30. And then from a dead sleep, I'm like, let's shoot for 3. And then from a dead sleep, I'm like, let's shoot for tomorrow. And you're like, will you be up by 9 p.m.? And I'm like, surely.
I want to add, again, I'm not pushing for these times whatsoever. Usually 24 hours to 48 hours before, I will say, hey, are you available at this time this day? And he will say, not just sure. He'll say sure with an exclamation point and a big smiling emoji. And then without a doubt, the moment, not before 2 p.m., at 2 p.m., I will receive a message that says, hey, can we do 3 o'clock? Can we do 4 o'clock? Again, I will, and it's not like something came up. I assume you knew that you had these responsibilities today?
Now, the reason for all of this is because I had a commercial shoot today.
Yeah.
And I assumed, stupidly, because we were scheduled to shoot the commercial at 6 a.m. And I'm like, they're going to send me home at about 6:30 a.m. So, due to the fact that I normally, come home from work at like 5 a.m., I'm like, it would be easier for me if I pull an all-nighter. I'm going to pull an all-nighter, get there at 6, go home at 6:30, go to sleep. The commercial shoot did not get out until nearly 1 p.m.
Uh-huh.
I don't know if you've ever pulled a 1 p.m. all-nighter before, but it's a little rough. So I'm like, all right, I'm going to take an hour nap and then film this podcast. I'm going to be noticeably zombie-looking on the podcast.
Imagine thinking
1 hour
you need 1 hour of sleep to catch up on 24 hours of being awake. Probably more than that, actually.
I figure 1 hour and my body will at least have enough juice to function. But no, I ended up getting up out of bed at like 7 o'clock. And then I hit you up and I'm like, hey, want to film the podcast?
Yeah. Good time. And you is this the same job where you've previously done a commercial?
Nope, this is a new job, new commercial shoot.
So at 2 different jobs, you've done 2 different commercial shoots. For those of you that don't know, I don't know if Kyle will let me pop it, but the only clip that you're able to see, because otherwise it doxes a lot of things, is Kyle saying, and I'll pop it up, is him saying, when you're on fire, it's time to come.
When you're on fire, it's time to come.
And obviously he says more than that, but just did you have more lines this time, or were you just a stand-in? What did you do this time?
This commercial shoot, I had no lines. I am a little upset at the process, though, because I didn't realize that we were going to be auditioning.
So you show up at 6 a.m., then you audition, then you have to be there even more?
Well, the idea was I assumed that there would be actors, like professional, attractive actors.
Okay.
And then all of the employees that volunteered would be in the background doing employee things. So I put on my employee outfit, and I get there, and everybody else is in normal clothes. And the director says, I am looking for 4 people to play the stars. And she specifically was looking for people that wore clothes that really, like, stood out.
Right.
And so she picked someone with a really sparkly red shirt. And I'm like, oh my God, the one day that I could have worn an
R.L.
ugly-ass
Stein shirt would have done it, yeah.
Oh. So she picked the 4 stars, but she's like, sorry, can't pick you. You're in uniform, so you won't pass as a customer.
That wouldn't make any sense.
She's like, but don't worry, we're going to strap a Christmas sweater on you, and we're going to give you some rolls. And I'm like, okay, well, I'll still get some rolls. And I'm surprised because I ended up getting 4 parts.
Oh, this is what is this, a 2-hour commercial where one man gets 4 parts? There's 8 actors in this? What? I don't understand.
I got some great roles, and I'm gonna list them in order of least important to most important. And these were the roles. And what the director did is she would literally like set up a scene, and then she would look at all of us, and she's like, you're doing this, you're doing this. So I'm just sitting there trying to look like cute. I'm like hoping that I get picked by teacher.
Right.
And the four roles I got from least important to most important are guy sitting in a chair that we see from the back.
Okay. Huge
guy
role.
Guy in the background of a shot who we see walking through a door. Number 3, waiter who brings fries to a table. I'm not a waiter. That's not my job.
Yeah,
but that's the role I got.
The role of a lifetime, just another job at your current job.
I thought that would be my biggest role, but role number 4 was the elf.
Oh, you were an elf?
I was the elf.
Now, why would this director? I mean, there's lots of talent there, and I mean, you already aren't quite in an outfit. What do you think stood out to the director about you to play said elf?
I think I was cast, and I just think bald people don't play well on TV. I think when people see bald people, they get upset. So she's like, we're going to dress you up as the elf.
Because the elf has a hat, so it'll pretend that you have hair? Okay.
Maybe that's what it was. I don't know.
What were you doing as an elf? Were you dancing? Were you delivering presents? What was your role as the elf?
You know, I signed an NDA, so I'm risking lots of jail time talking about this.
Oh, man. We've already fought Warren Carter. We've fought Disney. I think we could take down Dave and Buster's.
This entire podcast episode gets taken down, and they're like, you weren't supposed to talk about the elf.
How do they know?
There was no NDA, and of course, they gave me a gift card for my work.
Oh, that's what people love to do. They love to have an excuse to go back to their work as payment. Is that the only payment you received?
Well, I don't know because I forgot to get the gift cards.
So you didn't even get gift cards. So you just were an elf. And if you get cut from the commercial, you'll just sound insane. There's just no proof of this. Your coworkers are like, no, Kyle wasn't at the shoot at all. We don't remember seeing him there at all.
I'm going to run into the room and I'm going to be like, watch, here I am. And I'm not going to show up.
I was on TV.
Look, Mr. Krabs, there I am.
There I am. Look. You got to pause.
They're just going to use the shot of me in the chair that we see from behind. That's the only shot they're going to use.
I'm picturing you're there and you see somebody win a jackpot and you've got a large snow cone, and right when they hit the jackpot, the top of the snow cone falls dramatically because you're not paying attention to it. Like kind of like the tourist in Lilo and Stitch is what I'm picturing. I think that would be a really good role. So there you go. That brings us to today, which is the What Are My Options podcast. I am Trey. He is
Kyle.
Welcome to What Are My Options. One of us beginning of the day, one at the end of the day. You had a little bit of a Twitch stream. I want to be so polite when I say this. I think I hate you now.
Oh yeah.
For the last 7 days of my life has been producing content for this podcast. I have not had a singular day off. Every waking moment, every thought has been put towards these 3 challenges. And so I want to get right into them. They are eat a large amount of nuts that would make any man say, that's a lot of nuts.
That's a lot of nuts.
And so I found, and I'll let you know right off the top, I found the largest container they had there at the store. It was $22. It was about this tall, this wide. I feel like anything less than that wouldn't pass the that's a lot of nuts check. And while at the store, I checked the nutrition label just to make, because I am on blood pressure medication and already have lots of heart defects. And so macro dosing sodium. I mean, it could kill me. And so I did some fact checking here, some label checking. RFK Jr. would be proud of me. I'm gonna go ahead and forward these to you. I want you to share with the audience what you wanted me to consume on a very fast basis. There's 2 images coming at you for the nutritional facts.
Holy cow. Okay. Okay. 5,040 milligrams of sodium is approximately 2.5 teaspoons of table salt.
So you
and
challenged
is considered
me.
a high intake.
You challenged me to just grab a jar of salt and just raw dog eat 2.5 full spoonfuls of salt.
It says a human should try to eat about less than 2,000 milligrams.
Mm-hmm.
There is about 5,050 milligrams in these nuts. High sodium is linked to high blood pressure, heart disease, heart attack, and stroke, and kidney strain. And you have some heart issues.
All ready to go, yeah. Many heart issues. And also, I'm trying to lose weight this holiday season. I don't know if you saw the calorie count I put in that other image there, followed by the total amount of fat. In just fat alone, that's not the full calorie count. That is the calories I'm strictly getting from the fat in this jar of assorted nuts.
840 grams of fat. 7,560 calories.
So, I very quickly on day 2 deemed this challenge not worth the bit. Because also, yeah, that means that's on top of my other food, or that means I'm just eating nuts. I did travel to Arkansas, so I'm just like, my family's making dinner. I'm like, sorry, I got to save room for my nuts. I got to bring my jar of nuts. So I ended up not doing the nuts, unfortunately, which means
you are still going strong in No Nut November.
I am still going strong. There's not been one nut anywhere near me.
Have you ever told your heart story?
Which one is an unfortunate thing that I have to say? Do you mean the one that I told like on the elevated game show thing?
I think so. I remember that being the big one.
Yeah, for those of you that don't know, I guess I should share some of my... Yeah, if you don't know, I, as a kid, had a rare heart condition called SVT, which is supraventricular tachycardia, basically. I probably mixed up one of those. And so I played basketball in middle school, and after one basketball game, I laid in the shower, and I'm just heavily breathing for 4 hours. I can't calm down. I'm out of breath. I go, I'm going to sleep it off. I sleep all night. Come Sunday morning, my great aunt shows up to the house. She takes me to church every Sunday, and and I'm like, I don't want to go. And they think I'm just another kid trying to get out of Catholic church. And I go, no, I shouldn't go to church. I don't feel well. I'm about to pass out, and I just woke up. So they think I just don't want to see God today. So I go to church. For those of you who don't know Catholic church, you stand, you kneel, you sit, you stand, you kneel, you sit, you sing, you stand, you kneel, you sit. For about 2.5 hours. And after 30 minutes of this, I just start sitting. And my aunt's like tugging on me. She's like, God can't see you down there. You got to stand up. And so we end up leaving church early. She brings me home and she tells my mom, she's like, I think he might actually be having problems. So my mom calls my grandma, who's a nurse. And my grandma goes, okay, grab his wrist, count his pulse out loud to me over the next 60 seconds. And my mom, after 5 seconds, loses count. And then she starts crying. And I'm like, oh, that's not good. I wonder how high it is. Maybe it's in the 90s. And so she takes me to the ER. They strap me in. And some people don't believe this, but I it's on my transcripts. My heart rate cleared 300 beats per minute, which is not good at all.
And so that's from sitting and standing?
No, that is just, it had never went down since I played basketball. It was just running.
Wow.
So the issue with SVT, what it is I was essentially born with a shortcut in my veins here, where instead of the blood having to go all through my body to get back to the heart, I had an extra like if you're speedrunning Mario Kart on Rainbow Road, how you can like go sideways and get back there in 3 seconds. I had a vein that allowed my blood to do that. And so it was just, and it had nothing to slow it down. And so they put these IVs in me, and they tell my mom, "You're not going to want to see this." And I'm sat up. I'm full of color. I'm like shaking. And they hit a button, and I fall flat, and I go gray. They essentially had to stop my heart. It was the only way, because otherwise I would have just died on the spot. And I was like, whoa, like I feel like I got punched in the chest. And I was like, do it again. And my mom was like, not having a good time as a mother. And they were like, well, that was weird. If it happens again, let us know. And then they just sent me home. And then 2 weeks later, it happened again. And I'm with my best friend, Bryant. And we like to film YouTube videos. And we were filming a Bryant versus Wild, Man versus Wild parody. And I said, get the camera. And Bryant goes, it's happening. I went, it's happening. He goes, this is going to get a lot of views. And then my mom got pissed, and she took away the camera because we weren't taking my health seriously. So they did the exact same thing again. It was exciting because it wasn't new. But they were like, you have to have heart surgery immediately. We're going to get you in. You have the SVT. If the surgery fails, which has a 10% fail rate, you'll be on a pacemaker forever. And I was like, not cool, man. But it succeeded. It hurt to pee for a while. What they do is they put 3 holes in my neck and 3 in my groin. And these 3 are cameras and these 3 are laser beams. And they meet in the middle. And then they just burnt the shit out of the vein. And then, yeah, it was a good time. I like being in the hospital. So I was there for, I think, a full week.
Now, that sounds like a lot of work. Why didn't you just go get your heart stopped every 2 weeks for the rest of
that
your
would
life?
yeah. See, I had a feeling that we weren't getting universal health care anytime soon, even in middle school. So I was like, I should probably not go to the ER every 2 weeks. But I mean, yeah, they gave me, I realized I'd probably had attacks before, and teachers like made fun of me, and they were like, you're just trying to get out of class. And so I got to guilt them. But they would give me like this sheet where they're like, before going to the ER, try all these things, and one of them was poop really hard. That's a common way to stop SVT and to slow down your heart, is you squat down and brace like you're shitting real good. So I would have to be like, hey, teacher, I have to go to the hallway. And they'd be like, why? And I'd be like, I don't want to tell you, but it has to do with my heart thing. They'd be like, okay. And I'd go into the hallways outside of the classroom, and I would just to stop
I'm
my
sure
heart.
if you told your teacher that you had to pretend to shit, they would have understood.
Yeah, but the other students who make fun of me wouldn't. They'd be like, Trey's going to go shit in the hallway. What an idiot. I didn't want them to know.
You're like, I'm not going to shit in the hallway. I'm going to pretend. I'm going to imagine shitting.
So then I found out I have high blood pressure. My family has a huge history of heart disease already, high cholesterol. So I have to watch it carefully. Earlier this year, I was in and out of the ER and they told, I met a cardiologist, and he goes, maybe your SVT came back. And I went, excuse you? And he was like, yeah, in like 40% of cases, it comes back after the surgery. And I went, I've been living life carefree, but you're telling me that's a new fear I should have? So we got that squared away. But anyway, and so then
I don't like the luck rolls, like 10% chance of pacemaker, 40% chance it comes back, 80% chance your heart just explodes.
And so then my dear friend Kyle goes, yeah, you know that thing that makes your heart condition even worse? What if you had a gallon of nuts? So I did not eat the gallon of nuts.
I would have felt a little bad if I was directly responsible for killing you because I wanted to make a No Nut November joke.
But then there's a party that's like, I don't have to be shirtless in January anymore. Last I checked, I was in the lead when he died. So that was challenge number 1. And luckily, I know where all my local spiders is. The other challenge was he wanted me to find a spider, take a selfie with it. That was easy enough. I took out the trash. There was a spider on the bed. I just sent the photo. Boom. It's a nasty spider, too. Sometimes there's cute spiders. That is a ugly-ass spider I took a selfie with.
My internet is absolute dog water right now, so all I see is a loading screen. But I'm going to assume there's a spider there.
Yeah, I'd say you're looking good on the screen, so that's good. But there's a spider.
There it is. Oh, that's a good looking. That's a good looking spider.
So I've got at least 1 point on the board. I'm still -1. We are now 8-7 without nuts. So I have the chance to tie it up. And now is where we're gonna do something a little new here. I have produced a video. It's just 5 minutes We'll talk over it as it plays. I'll link it to you. And we'll just live react to it. You let me know when you hit play. We'll hit play at the same time, and we'll offer some commentary on how Kyle sucks even more. I would have rather had the heart attack. I wish I ate the nuts. Because I couldn't eat the nuts, man, I had his wife constantly stop me. She goes, "We don't have to do this." And I went, "No, I do. It's my only opportunity other than eat gallon of nuts. I have to invade people's space and bother them, all while living in Kansas." So the last challenge
This is the one I thought you weren't going to do.
I know. And I also had to do it just to prove, like, what I will do for the podcast. I was like, if I can't talk to two strangers for this podcast I like to do, then what am I doing here? And so I was like, this will be easy. It's a college town. I'll go out on a Friday night. There will be people all over the streets like there always is. And so I have made this little video. We're going to live react to it. The viewers will see it in full. Will be tiny. It is unlisted YouTube video here, so you'll be able to watch it with the link. I'll pull it up on my phone, and you let me know when you hit play. I rendered this 5 minutes before calling you, so if it's scuffed, that is why. It was very last minute. Do you have the video ready to go?
The video's called I Tried. All right, I'm pressing play in 1 on 3. 1, 2, 3. All right, you're walking into a
It would
theater.
appear there were no nuts at the Walmart. Actually, there was no low sodium nuts. If I eat the largest nuts there, Teal, I will die. So I will not eat the nuts. Enjoy a nice film with my wife. I took a photo with a spider. Before you know it, I'll be interviewing plenty of people this week. You're a little bitch. You're gonna lose this challenge.
So plan 1 was ask people at the theater. There was no one at the theater that night. And guess what? Day 2, another empty theater.
In search of people to
I went to
interview
the
about
theater 2 days in a row.
I'm not going to eat the nuts, Kyle, and that's okay. But ultimately,
What movie did you go to see that was completely empty?
We saw Die My Love,
Speaking of
and then the
Running
next
Man,
day we saw Running Man the
1,000
day it
dollars
released.
spent, and that was cool. What's
This
even
is the
cooler
premiere of
is
Running
I'm gonna
Man.
crush 2 of the 3 challenges, and it would be really mean back to you. I'm now going to make a lap around this theater as I'm running out of breath.
Running out of breath.
Farewell.
Bye.
Running out of breath. Day 3.
All right, we are here.
I've got
We are
the
doing
tiny
Man on
mic.
the Street interviews. You can see it's very lively out. There's nobody out here in the streets, folks. We are looking. It is Friday night. People are partying.
Standing in front of the
We're
college.
trying to find
Nobody
out.
is on the
I'm peacocking a
streets.
little
It is
bit
6
too.
p.m. on a
Hopefully
Friday.
the college kids just want to be interviewed. I
The
have the
streets
tiny
could
mic.
not
I
be
did
more
anything.
barren.
Nobody knows that. Priscilla
If
is
I
on
saw
camera
somebody with
today.
the tiny mic
She's
walking up
embarrassed.
to me
She's
like that, I
hating
would
us. We do
run.
live
Yeah,
here.
I thought the tiny mic made
You
it
know,
more valid than just a man
anything to say to
approaching
you.
people at
I
night
hate
asking
you.
how they're doing. It's the universal
I need a
symbol for if
ski
you want to talk
mask
to
or
a camera.
something.
No, that actually would be cool. We've only just started
Ski
peacocking.
mask would be cool.
No.
Priscilla was so embarrassed. She hates doing this kind of
We're walking
content.
backwards. I'm talking to the camera. Now we could get a car stopped. And
Now,
Oh, it's loading. All right, I'm at 148.
okay.
148 on 3. I'll press play. 1, 2, 3.
interview through their open window. That would be good and quick and easy.
I'll also add, we were out there for 2 hours. It's not in this
No,
whole
this is
video. We were out there for 2
We're
hours.
going back to the frat, aren't we?
We are going back towards the frat there. So we're just trying to find people. We're trying to figure out the Thanksgiving takes, what they're thankful for.
Day 4.
To further prove the lack of
If you'll
here
pause
is
real quick.
Okay.
Okay, so I did go back to the frat because I saw a bunch of frat boys on their porch. They weren't near the streets, and I told wife, I was like, if we don't find somebody, I'm just gonna walk up to the frat and approach these men on their frat doorsteps. And she was like, okay, I'm gonna go wait in the car because that's the most embarrassing thing I've ever heard of. I went back to the frat, and they were then pantomime banging beer cans and throwing them in the street. So I deemed that an unsafe situation. The only people I found were fucking beer cans a block from the college, just right across the highway, and just throwing their beer across the lawn and into the road.
You just walk up to him. You're like, "Hey, bros, beer. Am I right, girls? What are you thankful for?"
Well, see, if it was the man on the street thing, I had a whole thing planned. I was like, all right, what's up? This is Trey. We're here with TikTok. I have a podcast. I want to ask you some holiday-related questions. Is Die Hard a Christmas movie? What are you thankful for? What's the best kind of beer to drink during the holidays, and why is it Coors Light? Hell yeah, brother. And then I'd leave, and I'd be out of there, and they'd be like, wow, that guy made me anxious. Never had that opportunity. What time are you at?
I am at 2:13. 1, 2,
This is the main street next to the college. There is nobody out here. Not a singular person.
This
You gotta jump in front of a car.
I've been
This was my
talking loudly
whole
into a
life
microphone
the last 7
walking
days.
up and down Main Street at the busiest area for people. All right, I'll try again tomorrow.
Day 5. Where are you?
I had to go to another town to pay a speeding ticket for wife. Not her fault. And I was like, I'm gonna go on a walk. Maybe I'll find people. And I found this crack tunnel. And I walked down
Are you
it.
looking for the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles?
Yeah, I realized in hindsight I shouldn't just alone walk through a tunnel like that, but it looked cool and it was daytime, and I was like, I won't get mugged. It's a really
If
long...
you found a person in this tunnel, you...
Dude, it's like the fuck Kansas.
There's no way. Oh.
Hello?
Hi.
What are you thankful for this year?
I'm thankful for the fact that my mom is getting better in the hospital.
That's so real. For audio and listeners,
base.
I'm in a Discord call in Teal's Discord while he was sleeping.
Your time. Now I must find another person and ask the same question.
All right. Happy American Thanksgiving.
Happy American Thanksgiving.
They were trying to tell me about their mom, and I was like, go away, I need another.
Hello.
What am I thankful for?
Have we ever met before?
I was getting desperate.
No, we
I
have
am-
not. That is correct. What are you thankful for this year?
I am thankful for this year. A good new Pokemon game released. That was fun.
Wow, that's super cool and just as emotionally charged as my last
My
interview.
fake fucking
What a great
enthusiasm.
answer, and not at all lame.
I was at the
Thanks for
computer
playing.
and the mic was
Supposed to do
over
this on the
here, so that's why I'm
street.
yelling.
You will see. I have been 5 days on the street. Nobody's on the
Yeah,
street.
Galaxy's
in
trying to
Kansas.
judge me for doing it
This
this
is my
way, like they
last
don't know
chance
what
to
happened.
Late an hour. It's all I have.
Oh wait, I have something I'm thankful for actually. I'm thankful for spiders living in the corners of
Now
my
this
walls
is,
that I
I'm
can
trying to
take
get it done by
selfies with.
3.
Unrelated,
But
but
then
very
we
related.
had till
I'm
9
super
p.m.
reasonably thankful for that.
And I had one more opportunity.
I guess that's enough, huh?
Yep. Thank you very much. Next interview coming up.
Good luck with your challenge.
Thank you.
Teal, please.
I have a mobile order and a question. The mobile order is for Tre.
This was
And
30
then
minutes ago.
and then aside from the mobile order, I was just wondering if there was anything you were thankful for this year. I was wondering if there was anything you were thankful for this year.
He made me clarify. Silence.
If not, that's okay. Just a mobile order.
Y'all busy tonight?
He just stopped talking to me and left.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. Did you need a fork?
I'll take one, yeah.
I'm thankful for
Thank you.
forks. Is what you
Thankful
should
for
say.
anything this year?
I am thankful that you just asked me that.
Heck yeah, have a good day, man. The duality of man. I
Duality
knew
of
that
man.
old guy would like it. See, these young kids, they just don't like to talk to people anymore. He was so sweet.
So there concludes the saga of the worst challenge I've ever been given so far on this podcast.
Oh my god.
I ask you, do I get the point? I feel like
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank God. Because the effort was there, but I was like, there's a chance he doesn't let me have it, and I just have to take it. So yeah, for the audio listeners, I was walking around the streets. I was walking around an empty movie theater. I entered. So 2 p.m. rolls around, and I feel I failed. And then Teal goes, "Never mind, 3 o'clock." And I go, "Cool." And I immediately start calling people in his Discord. And then he goes, "Never mind, 9." And I go, "All right, I don't think I'll have another opportunity." And wife's like, "Let's get Taco Bell for dinner." And I go, "Oh God, I could do this." And I go, "You're going to hate this." And I ask the speaker guy, and he responds with silence and is pissed. But there's always the guy at the second window who is a delightful old man. And I went, "Please be nice." And he was really sweet about it. And so just like that, we are tied up 8-8.
Oh.
I am so relieved that that is over. I have just had anxiety for the last 7 days. Just searching. There were people that offered me cheats. They were like, "You could ask this person we know and just Teal won't know you know them." I go, no. I have to do this right. I would want the same from Kyle. So it also gave me a lot of time this week to think about challenges for you. And some of these might be an overcorrection, and I'll apologize for that a little bit. But there's a lot of anger and vitriol coming with these 3 challenges. So
Any challenges that risk me dying of heart disease?
no. Thank goodness. So I guess they're not that much of an overcorrection. What do I? Okay. Do you wanna do the honors? Ask the age-old question.
What are my options?
Option number 1. I have a piece of paper here. Yeah. A blank piece of paper. I'm going to write on it a 5-letter word and then seal it in this envelope until next episode when we go over the options. From the moment it enters the envelope till it leaves it, whether we're filming this episode or next episode, if you say that word, you fail the challenge, you don't get the point. There's a secret 5-letter word. It helps you know that it's 5 letters. I also won't be able to say it.
Horse.
Guessing it, you would have just lost. Well, I haven't written it yet, so I could change the word now.
Horse.
Okay, just, get all the horses out while you can before I write horse on here.
Horse. Ghost. Turkey. Wait, Turk. Shit.
Again, guessing it is not the challenge. Your challenge is to not say the word.
Not say this 5-letter word.
Until...
You're going to trick me into saying it before this episode is over.
No, because I can't say it either. So, I mean, I guess I could, but it'd be difficult. So neither of us could say this word. If I say it, you instantly will get the point. But if you say it, you will instantly lose. And I'll reveal it. Or no, I won't reveal it till we open it next time. And I'll let you know that if you... So you could go this whole time thinking you've done great. And just... I've taken
take a vow of silence for a week.
And I'm going to put it right here under the cone. It is going to be right there until we go over the options next week.
What's that you're wearing?
Oh, it's a shirt. Good way to do that. See if I had to use a synonym or something. All right, so that is challenge number 1. I think that's a nice ticking time bomb to just have sitting there. Great. That's a 5-letter word. Be careful.
Oh.
We'll see if it affects your speech, I think. Number 2, I want you to make a 2-minute minimum song with 0 outside help. Only you and the tools that you have, no people. I want you to make a minimum 2-minute original song.
Okay. It ain't gonna sound good.
Oh, no, there's no prerequisite that it has to sound good. I just want to hear a song from Kyle.
Next week, I'm going to show off the song, and one of the lyrics is going to be that word. I'm going to be so mad.
That'd be so good. And finally, the food challenge. And I've been tossing this one around in my head a little bit, trying to figure out exactly what I want you to do. I will offer a backup challenge in case it's no longer there. Have you yet had the Taco Bell Baja Blast pie?
I don't think it's available.
Okay, I'll say mine still has them, but I know it's a limited time, so some have it, some don't have it. Okay.
From what I heard, and I'll check, but from what I heard, it's that it was one day every Taco Bell got 12, and when they run out, that's it. and most ran out in the first day.
Well, nobody bought them in Kansas. Nobody's on the streets of Kansas because they had a giant sign that said, you know what's good for Thanksgiving? Baja Blast Pie. So they're encouraging people to buy them for Thanksgiving in 2 weeks.
Wow.
Okay. So then, okay. I want you to, before next episode, not in
I'm allergic to bananas.
Good to know. 20 bushels of bananas. I want you to eat to completion. No crumb left behind. I'd like if you can, if it's too much work, don't worry about it. But a sped up time lapse would be good, just like a 1 minute supercut. I want you to find 6 variants of Lunchable and eat them to completion. 6 Lunchables, each
row?
different than the other.
In a row?
No, just before next filming. And so if you so if you film them and just want to like speed it up, put it all together or something like that, I just want you to not just try, but I want you to fully consume the contents of 6 different Lunchables. And I'll remind you that you asked me to eat a gallon of nuts, and there is so much more nutritional value in those 6 Lunchables than there would have been in that gallon of nuts.
That's debatable.
I had a real decision where I almost, because I don't want to break the barrier where I send a challenge back, I almost challenged you to prove and eat the gallon of nuts. That was one of the few challenges that viewers did on the subreddit this week. I believe it, I don't remember who it was.
I don't know if this will show up.
Oh, yep, there it is. Yep. They ate 2 handfuls and got ill.
This is the nut cam. I have all 14 minutes just overlaid of Akio eating this tin of nuts.
Yeah. And
I don't know if I can speed this up. I wanted a super fast time lapse of this.
To clarify, I don't think that's a lot of nuts.
Oh, really?
And only 2 handfuls out of it, and then Akio was like, never mind. I think I'm done with that. Because I sped through the end, and it was...
I've got this on 200 speed. I'm gonna let it play out.
Yeah, just to remind you, if you were to eat peanuts at 200% speed, how much of a dent you would put in that amount of nuts. So, those are your 3 challenges. I want an original song. I want you to eat 6 Lunchables, and I want you to not say this word. And we won't know if he said the word or not until next episode. So he could have failed already, and I didn't tell him.
Is it Thanksgiving-themed word?
I don't want to give you hints, but I'll answer that one no. It is not a Thanksgiving-themed word, although that would have been cute.
Akio shaking his head. He agrees.
Presenting the nuts, showing the nuts, look at the nuts. Eating them one at a time is a crazy. Also, those don't look assorted. I was going to go assorted so I didn't hate too much of my life. Those look like just straight cashews for way too deep. So, I know what I was up to this week. A lot of bullshit. What were you up to this week with your free from options? And hold on. Also, I want to just in my free time, not even attempting to do this, so many. Where are they? Hold on. I've just sent 2 photos of the most casually placed 30-mile-per-hour signs. They are just truly everywhere out here. It's really awesome. It's really great stuff.
I cannot believe that you're finding them because I was so angry looking for the one.
Oh, I can't imagine what that's like to be angry doing a challenge. just looking for a 30-mile-per-hour sign must have been real rough on you. I apologize. Hopefully my new challenges are better for that. If you once again go 3 for 3, I have the nuclear football option ready to go. So if you want to push it and get 3 for 3 again, we can keep escalating.
I gotta think of challenges for you now. This was the first week where like I did feel a sense of serenity knowing that I had no challenges.
Yeah, because it's become like, I will say it gave me such purpose. Like, some days you're like, wonder what I'm going to do today. I knew exactly what I did this week and when I was going to do it. One of the days I had to go to another shithole Kansas town and pay this fine. I had to find this courthouse, and I was like, wow, this was a dumb long drive for bureaucracy. So I just went on a walk, found the tunnel, tried to find strangers. There were no strangers there. I felt like a little Halloween town. It was nice. Enjoyed the fall weather. It was nice. Ultimately, it was nice to have an excuse to be out. Yeah, there's the nut camera. I don't know where your green screen went, but now we can really see the nut.
I turned it off for better
nut coverage. So with your sense of freedom this week, what did you do with it?
Wasn't a very eventful week this week outside of today's commercial, which lasted all day. Brother came over, we grilled burgers, once again made burgers. Watching movies, watching TV shows. I watched that Roof Man.
Wow.
The guy who lived in Toys R Us.
The guy who lived in Toys R Us. That is what was it good?
It was pretty good. It was a rom-com.
Dude, I saw Die My Love with Jennifer Lawrence and Robert Pattinson, which I nominate them to be the king and queen representatives of zillennials everywhere.
Zillennials.
Yes. See, you're old, you don't know the term, but it's for those of us that are directly on the cusp, and we get bullied for being millennials as well as for being Zoomers on a regular basis.
Which is more upsetting to you, being a Zoomer or being a millennial?
Oh, God. Being a Zoomer is cringe, but it's so funny. The memes are so much better than, like, RAR XD, RAR means I love you, and Dinosaur. Puppers says yum yum. Was not a fan of any of that bullshit. I love, like, there's this image... To describe my favorite humor, there's this image of a kitchen chair, and it just has motion blur on it, and it's the funniest fucking image I've ever seen in my life, because it's like, where's he going? He just looks like he's freaking out.
There was a point where I always just saw millennial as the cool group, and then it got to a certain point where the millennials reached a certain age, and it just automatically stopped being cool. I think the woman TikTok Gen Z is trying to cancel Eminem video where she starts rapping is like the final nail in the coffin of millennials.
Just that hyper, like, for some reason they do it 2x speed, and it's like, Janet trying to cancel Eminem. It's always 2x speed for some reason. Dude. I mean, Gen Z, they try to cancel us millennials, man. They're constantly doing it. I don't get it. Thank goodness Taylor Swift made that song about cancel culture. That made it so much better. Obvious. That's the most millennial thing anyone's ever fucking done. Have you heard that song?
I think Taylor Swift perfectly encapsulates the millennial
experience
of old person that still acts like
they're all rich, they all have houses, they're all well off, they have no problems to deal with, everything's looking up, they've got their PJs, their private jets.
All us millennials taking our private jets everywhere.
Yeah, of course. God, anyway, so I saw Die My Love. Jennifer Lawrence is naked for I think like half the movie. It's a lot more artsy than I thought it was going to be, which is always bad because it was my pick, and 5 minutes in I look at Priscilla and I go, oh, I feel bad because this is going to be a super art house indie film that's going to be hard to understand for 2.5 hours. But it was pretty good. It was about postpartum depression. And the next day we saw Running Man, which is one of the more disappointing movies I've seen this year. So that was sad. Really? Yeah, because it's Edgar Wright.
He's disappointed too.
Yeah.
I was getting ready to rewatch the original Running Man because I want to go see the new one. And yeah, a big part of that is I'm a big Edgar Wright fan. And I saw that the reviews are kind of right around like 64, 67. And I'm just... And I'm like, so I thought I wish it would have been a little higher, but at least it's not like bad. It just seems like that mid.
It was like somebody took, you know, the Scream Machine in Monsters Inc. It's like they sat Edgar Wright in front of it and just sucked all the style out of it. It could have been directed by whoever, like Taika Waititi making Thor Ragnarok. It could have been any of those just movies. Anyone could. It's just Glenn Powell, and it should have been good. I love Glenn Powell. I love Edgar Wright. I love The Running Man, Mr. Stephen King.
I just like the concept. Just feels like it could be a fun 2 hours.
It should be. It should be like Bullet Train. You drop in and it hits, or like Mad Max Fury Road, and it don't stop. This movie stops every 5 minutes to explain why capitalism is bad for 15 minutes. You get a really quick set piece, and then you get this empty platitude that's just like, guys, poor people are poor. That's right, Akio. That is nuts.
Everybody knows you're supposed to talk about how bad capitalism is while shooting guns at each other.
Exactly. It's like, at least keep me engaged while you're trying to educate me. And then you saw Roofman. How was Roofman?
Roofman was pretty good. It's just really funny that, like, there's just, like, the idea of a little gap in the store that you can hide in for, like, 7 months. Because now every time I go to a store, I'm like, I could hide there. I could hide. That's a good little hiding spot right there.
I mean, me and Bryant are at our hometown Walmart. We would hide merchandise in the store so we could come back a month later when we had the money for it, so it wouldn't be sold out. We would find stuff that didn't move a lot or get restocked a lot, like the weights and the hunting gear. We'd be like, dude, this is a sick copy of this game or this movie. Let's go put it on the shelf behind all these things. We called it Ghetto Layaway. It was awesome. We did it like 3 or 4 times.
You're like, man, I really want the Chef Boyardee ravioli, but I don't know if it's gonna be here in a month. We better hide it.
Exactly. It was like I really want this thing, but I don't have the money until I get paid in a couple weeks. So let's go hide it in the store. Sometimes it would still be there. Sometimes it wouldn't be. And we were like, drats, what do you think that somebody was doing when they found a copy of Crash Bandicoot behind a rifle? God. So we saw some movies. What?
Saw The Long Walk. That was good.
Oh, yeah. The prequel to The Running Man. Hell yeah. Very good. Very cool.
I think that's the first movie that I've ever seen to show poop coming out of a butt.
Oh, it does. I forgot about that. Because it's immediately brutal. You immediately are desensitized to the situation very quickly. God.
You're like, obviously they can't stop walking to poop. So you just, every once in a while, a character will pull down their pants and poop. And you're like, okay, I don't think I've seen that in a movie before.
That main group chemistry was immediately so good. It reminded me of the Goonies. The vibes were just immaculate. I think my favorite was the Brooklyn guy. I forget his name, but he was just always chewing the gum and falling apart. And then there's the guy with the ankle that's just splitting into the ground, and he wants to take photography.
Yeah.
God, that was a good movie. We saw Long Walk and Good Boy, because my wife said the sentence that you never want to hear any wife say, where she goes, Teal told me the other day to use his Apple Plus to watch Good Boy and The Long Walk, so we're going to do that today. So you got me to watch those movies through my wife, and I was like, that's cool that you guys have a relationship where you can share movies.
That makes me happy, because I love giving my Apple to people and just being like, I got a lot of movies and shows on there. Watch.
And so we watched Good Boy and Long Walk the next day.
What's that one that also just came out with DiCaprio?
Oh, One Battle After Another.
I just got that on there too. I gotta watch that.
Please watch it. That's the one where I cringily said mid-movie, this is a very important film. One of the more embarrassing things I've said about a movie to my wife as the movie was playing. But
this is a very important film.
This is an important film. This will be in the history books. It will not be in the history books now that it's been a month later. I am aware of that. Nobody saw it, unfortunately. But I saw it, and it meant a lot to me, and I love that movie. That might be... I think Superman might be my most passionate, I love this movie, even though it's not completely perfect. One Battle After Another is just, I think, perfect. It's just good. It's awesome. Man, I love movies. I have that like AMC A-list thing. We see, I think, 4 movies a week in theater each week. We rarely actually hit 4. We usually do like 2 or 3, but I'm surprised the theater employees don't make fun of us or like you again. We're the only people that have it because one of the perks is there's a line for the A-list people and the line for the poor people that are only there to see Fantastic Four. And wife doesn't like when we use the A-list line because no one else is in it, so it just looks like we're cutting in front of 47 people.
I think I got scammed. Last Black Friday, I signed up for like Movie Pass, but I don't know if it was Movie Pass or like a rip-off Movie Pass, but they had the Movie Pass for 1 year Black Friday for $5 that netted you like 4 movies a month. And I'm like, wow, 4 movies a month for $5 for the year. That's a crazy good deal. So I signed up. They select what movies you're able to watch. None of the good ones.
No, it's never the good ones.
And I think what they're betting on is that if I forget to cancel by the time the year comes around, it's going to charge me like
$300. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like $100 something. And I think they're just betting on people getting the $5, seeing like 2 movies and forgetting about it, and then getting that automatic charge.
That would make sense. Isn't that the one that like went bankrupt 3 different times and shut down a couple times? It's like had 4 different versions of it released and just keep failing because
initially the initial version of Movie Pass was like so good that they just couldn't. It was not profitable.
No, they're like, what guys? People would buy this if we let them see 30 movies for $5. And then they realized, wait, we have to make money off of this. How do we make money off of free movies? I don't know how to do this.
Speaking of profitability, you want to talk about the stock market?
Do you have a story about the stock market?
I mean, I'm sure that's the exciting stuff people are here for is stock market.
Oh, yeah,
talk.
people are here for the stock. I watched The Big Short 4 years ago. Margot Robbie's very attractive in a bubble bath in that. Steve Carell has a panic attack. Ryan Gosling's a douchebag, and I think Jake Gyllenhaal was in it. See, what people don't realize is that it goes up, man. But guess what? It can also go down.
Now, by the time this goes up, we might already be in the Great Depression too. But I think tomorrow there's a good chance that the stock market ends. Because we know, you know about like the AI bubble, right?
Yes, Nvidia has the value of like the top 100 companies in existence.
Yeah, it's Nvidia's worth like 3.6 trillion, and everybody calls it a bubble because it's like these 6 companies and they're just giving each other money.
Yeah.
It's like if I paid you $10 to dig a hole and you paid me $10 to fill the hole, and we did that 1,000 times and then showed that to shareholders, and they're like, wow, these guys are making a lot of money with these holes.
That's such a good analogy. Did you watch CGP Grey or Hank Green before this? Who gave you that? I know you didn't just pull that out of your ass. Who explained this to you?
But that's what's happening with this AI bubble, and it's gotten so big that the stock market is just these 6 companies, but they're losing profit.
Yeah.
Like Microsoft showed that their AI profit was down like 70 million. A company that just paid 30 billion for something just showed that now their profits are negative 70 billion. Everybody's losing money. It's something like to generate an AI video costs like $5 worth of like processing power.
And it's all free right now.
Yeah, and they said that they're giving out 100 video passes for like $20 a month. So at $5 a pop, if somebody's making 100 videos, it's costing the company. And why I'm saying this is because Nvidia, the big one, the one that is holding up the entire stock market, tomorrow they are finally releasing their profits. And everybody is speculating, because all the other companies have put losses, that Nvidia is going to put out a big loss tomorrow, and it's going to be such a big loss that everybody's going to panic sell and the stock market is going to crash. So people are a little worried that tomorrow might be the end. The bubble is going to pop. The stock market is going to crash.
Guys, we no longer talk about poop on this podcast. Now we talk about the stock market.
Now we're
we
the
grew
stock
up a little
market.
bit.
Sell now. Go to the bank and take out all of your money now.
I don't know what cocaine stash Kyle found. I don't know if he watched Wolf of Wall Street this morning. I don't know what got it. I mean, you are right. I think it'll be bubbles happen constantly with the industry. Not to this degree. Everything just keeps going exponentially. But I mean, there was the .com bubble. Not a lot of people remember that because they're not old, or at least people that watch this podcast. There was the housing bubble. I mean, the biggest sign of AI being dog shit is Coca-Cola made that. Did you see their new commercial for the holidays this year?
They made that awful AI commercial, and they came out and they're like, it cost more money than if we had paid someone to make it. Because they had to generate like 15,000 AI videos, which cost a lot of money, just to pick, I think, 37 to make the commercial.
And the logo keeps changing throughout. Somebody made a graph where it's the progress of the Coca-Cola truck growing and shrinking throughout this 1 minute commercial. At the beginning, it's a 10-wheeler. Then it's a 4-wheeler. Then it's a 7-wheeler. And then it's a 9-wheeler. Then it just says Coca. Then it just says Cola. But this is Coca-Cola. And then there's 9 wheels. And it just keeps growing and expanding like an accordion in every single shot.
I hate generative AI and ChatGPT and all this stuff so much, and I'd love to see the bubble pop, and I'd love to see it be over with. It's just the idea that our entire economy right now is based on solely the AI companies, because everything else is completely down. But everybody's like, it's good because of these AI.
Yeah, because of these AI, whatever that means. I know 2 different people who have AI therapists, and I don't mean like the ones meant for it, just ChatGPT. They are just 100% using ChatGPT. And the worst part is, like, most social media is still usable because people chronically online know how to find it. But on Facebook, there's at least 33% of people I interact with who I know are just using ChatGPT to post now, because suddenly the person that failed math class is using M dashes. And I don't know if you know, but the biggest sign that somebody is using AI is they use an M dash, which ChatGPT for some reason loves to do. And I'm like, you don't know how to type that on the keyboard. I know you didn't type this.
I love the idea that everybody going to college for the last 6 years has done every project with ChatGPT. So when they really get into it...
Dude, me and you are going to be the smartest old people. We're the last generation to kind of have a real education.
I think the biggest thing about this, though, we're going to have to put up a big timestamp that says... market speculation, click this number. But the guy, the OpenAI creator, the big one, the guy behind everything, he basically came out like a week ago, and he's asking the government, he's like, listen, I'm going to need a bailout soon, so would you guys like me to give me a bailout early?
Jesus.
And the government came out, and they're like, we're not giving a bailout to AI. Sorry.
Let's make this a more fun conversation. If you don't like the stock market, speaking of the government, they just passed a bill to release the Epstein files. This was 3 hours ago. There was one guy that said no. That's kind of weird. That's kind of crazy to be the one guy that accidentally said no, and then everyone's staring at you a little bit. So that's either everything will happen or nothing will happen. Same with the stock market. That is my expert political and economy. Either everything will happen or nothing will happen. It's 50-50, really. Just flip a coin.
There's something about discussing the Epstein files while I have a camera of a man eating nuts. Man, that's nuts, camera.
We've got him over on the nut cam.
Speaking of the government as well, did you hear that they officially just minted the last penny? Pennies are done now.
Just another blow to the back of Abe Lincoln's head. I don't know what he's gonna do.
I already saw McDonald's had the chart, which is like, if your order is 2 cents, we will round down. But if it is over 5 cents, we will round up. And that's just how it's going to be now.
Yeah. I mean, it'll make more sense as they fall out of circulation. Like, I think Canada, it's been long enough where everything now just is either 5 or 0 cents at the end. It's like, all right, it'll just be some dumb thing we'll tell our grandkids, like, you know, when I was an adult, things didn't end in a 5 or 0. It could have been a 7 or an 8 or what the fuck ever.
I remember back in the late late 90s watching kid shows, and they had segments of like why they will never discontinue the penny, why they're so important, and it was kids being like, if something costs $3.99 and you paid them $4, you would be losing a penny. And back in the 90s, a penny was worth a lot. You could buy a house with that. But nowadays, it's kind of crazy. It's
yeah, I mean, a lot of those
going.
old educational things we watched aren't applicable anymore and haven't aged well. There was that one where the Bill of Rights sang about how checks and balances exist, and we all know that that's not true at all.
This funny little thing called the food pyramid, which was put out by the bread company.
The fucking food pyramid. So much bread. Guys, what if we ate all of the bread and 2 peas? We would be fine.
The idea of they're like 60% of your daily intake should be bread. And pasta and rice.
And then the second thing is legumes, and everyone has to frantically research in an encyclopedia because it's the 90s. What is a legume?
I love the top of the food pyramid, which is butter, and it's like just a little bit of butter, guys.
Guys, you get a little bit of butter on your bread, the teeniest amount. You'll be fine. God, hold on. Let me look up old food pyramid. Like, did they release? Didn't they just? I remember there was a South Park episode where to solve the gluten crisis, they flipped
the pyramids,
it.
So butter is big, bread is tiny. I don't think the pyramid exists now. It's just.
How do kids know what to eat without a pyramid?
I think it's literally a square. It's like meat, fruit, veggie. I think it's just a food square.
Remember when the 1990s food pyramid told us to eat 7 to 11 servings of bread and pasta every day? That's so fucking much. People are like, yeah, it's we have gluten out. No, we were just force-fed bread for way too long. They've abandoned the pyramid. They're like, there's no way to explain via a triangle what you should eat. We should just explain that moderation is a thing and to talk to a doctor occasionally.
Oh my god.
Oh man. Yeah, it took us 13 episodes. We've really grown up. We cover nutritional facts, we cover politics, we cover the economy.
Before we recorded, while I was live, I was asking my viewers, I'm like, what should I bring up on today's podcast? And they were like, bring up what's the worst poop and the best poop you've ever had. And I'm like, yeah, that tracks. That's kind of what we talk about.
I thought you were going to tell me they're like, bring up the economy, even though you don't know it, and then they give you your talking points. They're like, no, worst poop, best poop ever. What is your worst and best poop?
They're going to tune in and we're talking about AI economy and they're like, when is the poop going to happen?
The poop? God. I mean, what is the worst poop I've had?
We don't have to discuss it.
No, you brought it up. I mean, I was working at Dairy Queen, and I don't think I shared this on the podcast. I was new and I was anxious. I didn't even know it was on the Dairy Queen menu. I'd never eaten at a Dairy Queen at this point. I was 15 years old, and I was a cashier. And my friend was in grill, and he was like, "It's lunch break. Get your food." I went, "What do you mean, get my food?" And I didn't know how to cook anything, cause duh. So he was like, "This is cheese curds. This is mushrooms. This is burgers." And I was like, "I just want to throw something in the fryer today, cause I'm overwhelmed." So I threw a basket of cheese curds, these fried cheese balls, for those who don't know, in the fryer. And I went out to their Jeep, and we all sat around the Jeep, and we ate our food. And I was like, wow, that was pretty good. And I'm a person that likes consistency and just utility in food. I don't care what I eat. Like, I could just have an Uncrustable every day for every meal.
So you were outside while they were frying? Don't those take like 10 seconds?
No, I fried them, and then I went outside. I didn't just leave them in there. And so
you dunk them. You're like, it's like letting your dishes
soak.
It cooks you're like,
itself.
We'll come back, check on them.
Yeah. So he walked me through the frying process, and then the next day he wasn't there, and I didn't know anyone in the grill area. And they were like, "Are you gonna make your lunch?" And I went, "I guess." So I made a basket of cheese curds for lunch that day, and it ended up being for 2 weeks straight. My lunch was a basket of fried cheese. And I was like, and then I had to poop real bad. And I was like, now that I think about it, I haven't pooped in like 5 days. And it's the first time blood came out because the poop was so big and in one log that it tore my hole a bit. And I was like, if this bleeds for more than 3 days, I got to tell my mom and see a doctor. Luckily, on day 2, it stopped, and so I've never had to tell anyone. Well, except for the people that listen to this podcast and you, of course.
And which stocks do you recommend buying right now? What do you think's
like
good on the market?
I mean, I really think if you don't buy today, wait a couple days, buy into NVIDIA, because it will course correct, of course. Which brings me to my question. What's your worst poop you've ever had, Kyle?
The worst poop I ever had. See, I consider the wet ones to be the worst ones.
I think they're so efficient and fast and easy. If I have to pick between constipation and wet, I choose wet every time. Why do you hate the wet the most?
It just seems like it's so much. Like it is broken down into soup. And it's just so much. At least with logs. But the soup never ends.
I ate solid. The same amount of solid came out.
I don't know what my stomach does to turn an entire day's worth of physical solid meals into a brothy soup.
Oh my god. This is so much worse than I thought this segment could be. That's disgusting. This is coming from me. That's disgusting. I wish you would stop describing it. Brothy soup is the worst.
Brothy
That's
soup.
Because it's hot. It's steamy. It's wet.
My stomach is a crock pot of filth.
It's been on low for 8 hours too long. We're making chicken Alfredo. Oh shit. I forgot it's been there for 3 days. God. Because I mean, I guess the worst part about that is you're never done with it. At least once you finally pass some constipation, that's it. But
plus you're always worrying when you're on the couch. You're like, constipation, it ain't coming out unless you try. But the soup, you hope there's no leaks.
Dude, the worst feeling is you say you were constipated, or you know you got to poop, or your tummy's upset, yeah, and you're like, if I go to the bathroom, I'll feel better. And so you sit there on the couch, and you feel your body say, it's go time. And you go, no, I've been lied to before. And then it boils to a point where it's like, I'm coming. And you sprint to the bathroom, you sit down, and your body goes, dog, I was fucking with you. I don't got to do nothing right now. I don't know if you've been there, but I hate that. I never hate my body more than when that happens. And so then you got to fake it out where I'm like, I'm standing up now. And then you go, woof, and you got to dive back on the toilet before you lose the sensation. I don't know what that means or how I fixed that. If you do know, put it in the comments, please.
You just got to gaslight your body into thinking you're not pooping and then trick it by pooping.
That's insane. That's an insane thing that we as the number one species on Earth, monkeys don't have to do that. Fish don't have to do that. I have to spend 4 hours of my day gaslighting myself into thinking it has to poop. That's so stupid. And in the same breath, I have to worry about the economy and murderers and paying my bills.
What people are thankful for.
Yeah, I'm supposed to do all these adult things, and at the same time, I have to lie to my own body about what's in its tummy.
I love the idea of going to a movie on opening night. Completely empty. Not even one person there that you could lean over halfway through the movie and being like, hey,
what do you think?
What are you thankful for?
God. Yeah, one of my challenges this week was just ask 40 people what they are thankful for. you
Before the movie starts, the crowd is full. You get up
guys,
to the front. Attention, everyone!
God,
I have a question.
There was some movie where somebody did something like that. I think it was like before like a new Star Wars re-release or something where he was like, all right, everyone. Oh, what was it? It was some chant where he was like, maybe it was Wakanda Forever. And this like nerdy white boy went up and he was like, I'm going to yell Wakanda and you're going to yell forever. And they were like, sit down.
He was doing that at Star Wars.
That's what it was.
Been funny.
I don't know if somebody has that video. Also put that in the comments. God, so what other than the movies, other than the economy? I mean, anything else going on in Kyle's life this week?
The movies and economy.
Ain't shit but a dick in my hand, man. That's his whole world, man. He's got his nuts behind him. He is good to go. So hypothetically, I know you don't necessarily have a want for kids, But what's like the worst question? You wake up at 4 a.m. Your child is standing over you in the creepy way that only children can do. What's the worst question your child can ask you in that moment?
Oh, it could be gross. It could be. There could just be a fire downstairs from them trying to cook something.
I think why won't yeah.
I think it would be something paranormal because I hear all the stories of like the kids can see.
Right.
Everybody thinks kids are imagining something, but kids are like, the man in the top hat.
Yeah, that's definitely what I was
He's
going to say.
downstairs.
Yeah, paranormal. That's the worst thing that they could. I was thinking, why won't the sink flush?
Oh.
Yeah, just because of the amount of implications that follow that, and what I have to like. I want to have kids, but the idea as a father that like I'll have to wake up one morning and I'm like, I'm gonna grab the newspaper. Oh, what's that? Oh, I gotta scrub vomit out of my chair. That's gonna be fun. Oh, what's that? You use the TV as a bobsled? All right.
When I was 4, there was 3 times that I thought it was very funny to just let the bathtub overfill. The bathtub overfilling was just a very funny sight to me that I just let happen. I got yelled at 3 times, and I guess on the 3rd time, I just kind of got bored of it. Like, I didn't learn a lesson. It just stopped being funny.
There were so many stupid games that kids do like that where the consequences are so... There was one game, we had this giant, like, exercise yoga ball, and immediately, we were like 6. I was like, Bryant and Ethan, you lay on the floor with your legs up, I'll throw the ball at you, and you kick it really hard so you get maximum momentum. The first attempt, the entire fucking ceiling fan light fixture exploded. It went directly into it, raining fucking glass and fan blades everywhere. And you're just like, what the... Who... Guys, who could have seen that? We should tell somebody that this could happen. And then you're like that annoying kid where you're like, careful, guys. Careful with the exercise ball. You don't know what it could do. What's the... like, did you ever do a lot of sleepovers as a kid? Okay, what's the... Were you the weirdo at the sleepover, or was somebody else the weirdo at the sleepover? Because there's always usually... the kid where it's clearly their first time away from home and they cry the whole time. Yeah. There's the kid who is clearly from a very more open household than you and is just like walking around in his underwear at nighttime and is like, all right, guys, I'm going to go masturbate in the bathroom real quick. And you're like, okay, that's cool.
That hasn't happened to me at a sleepover. I feel like we'd be like, dude, you can chill one night.
In middle school, if I chilled one night, I would fucking implode, dude. I had to schedule in like 2 sessions on Friday and Saturday and 1 day the rest of the week. There's no shot I could wait a day. I'm like, I gotta...
It's like, dudes, thanks for the sleepover. I'm having a good time, but listen, man, I gotta do this.
I gotta buzz, dude.
I gotta buzz.
You don't understand.
I just remember we nearly stabbed the kid's grandma at one sleepover because we thought she was a home intruder.
That's awesome.
We were alone. We were alone at his grandma's house, and the grandma decided to come back and check on us and bring us fruit dip. And we had stayed up all night watching scary movies, and we just heard somebody like in the house, and we were like, the grandma's not going to be back till tomorrow. Someone's in the house. We were so scared, and we had knives from like cutting fruit and pizza. And so we run downstairs, and the idea is that we were going to jump the attacker, and we saw the grandma. And we're like holding knives, and we're like, "Ah, grandma."
Did she say anything?
Just think even she's just like, "I brought food."
God, I'm picturing the situation where you guys have too much sugar and you don't stop in time, and it's like weapons. There's just 30 young children.
We just tear her apart. Takes us like 40 seconds before in the viscera we realize who it is.
Holy shit, that's your grandma, dude. Whoops.
Whoops.
Do you ever have the worst part of sleepover is you go to their house and you realize they don't have a great household. Like, I've been to a sleepover and the parents are screaming at each other the entire time, or the worst, the child and the parents are screaming at each other the entire time. It's like, I want to go home. It's the most awkward thing in the world.
I've been at like 2 completely opposite sleepovers. I went to a sleepover with the kid, and he had like the worst screaming, arguing, yelling parents. And then I had the complete opposite, which was the nicest, sweetest helicopter, nothing bad parents. Like I turned on Ren and Stimpy, and they're like, nope, can't watch that, and they turned it off. And I brought over a video game, and they're like, nope, can't play that. And I brought over Goosebump books, and they're like, nope, can't read that. And they gave us paper and crayons, and they're like, why don't you boys draw? And I'm like, I don't know what's worse, the boring safe sleepover or the parents screaming they're gonna kill each other while we're playing Grand Theft Auto sleepover.
And do they realize, especially if you're like middle school boys, there's some, like, what are some options you would think of to draw immediately? Like if I test
What do you
you in
mean?
6th grade, I give you a crayon and you're amongst other men your age, alone at a slumber party, and you have to draw something, what is the first thing you're drawing?
I'd start drawing some big booby girls and show them to the parents, and then he gets banned from drawing. He's like, no more drawing ever.
Drawing is
Not
a
allowed
sin.
to draw.
Drawing is
a
terrible. I remember it was a sleepover where I learned that teachers were allowed to cuss and be angry, because my friend who was hosting the sleepover, his mom was my kindergarten teacher, like 2nd grade teacher. And I remember it's 2 a.m, and it's that thing where we kind of got sternly told to finally go to bed at 2 a.m. because they were exhausted and we were too loud. But then one person's giggling, the other person's giggling. Hey, you're used to up. And you just keep building, and you just can't. It just is exponential growth. And I remember she like kicked in the door and was like, would you shut the fuck up already? I'm trying to goddamn fucking, it's 3 a.m. What is wrong with you? And she slammed the door and left, and I was like, that was crazy. I didn't know teachers were real people until now. That was wild.
There's nothing worse than the trying not to laugh.
Yeah.
Trying to be quiet at night.
That's one of the only times I've ever really gotten in trouble in school, was somebody would just say the funniest shit ever, and then it was over for me. I was like, I can't be at fault for finding something funny.
That's the best part of sleepovers, is the midnight madness, where like after midnight, everything is the funniest thing
Everything.
you've ever heard.
Oh man, we should wait, we do have sleepovers. I was about to say we should have sleepovers, but we live a very fun adult life where I definitely have hosted sleepovers several times. God, what else? I did my usual trip to Arkansas this week, and I took this fun photo. You know me, I love myself a public restroom. I like to get the fun art. And I took a photo of this toilet paper dispenser that just says in giant letters, Fent.
And weed.
Oh, I didn't even notice that when I took the photo. I just saw Fent.
And what appears to be the word Vax? Or Zax?
It looks like wax. Maybe weed and wax? No.
Weed, wax, and Fent.
Like, sometimes I get... Maybe I'm wrong for trying to get in the head of people that carve bathroom stall drawings. But, like, some of it I get. But just looking at the toilet paper dispenser, looking at your knife and being like, they gotta know that I love fentanyl.
Yeah, they're not drawing a penis.
No.
They're not writing a joke. They're just writing the word
phone number.
Fent.
I just don't understand. If you've ever carved Fent into a bathroom wall, please comment below why. I'd really like to know. I'd really appreciate that. So another thing. Okay, this is coming to you from my wife, who's from Oregon. Last week was a monumental anniversary. It was Exploding Whale Week.
I know about that, where the whales wash up, and the only way to get rid of a dead whale on the beach is to blow it up, because then you can get all the smaller pieces. Is that a tradition? Do they just do that for fun?
No, they did it. They did it only once, and they found out it was a terrible. They did it just outside the hometown where she grew up in Oregon. It was the first time they had a whale wash up, and the sheriff was like,
"That only happened once." I thought that was a regular occurrence. No, it was just once, and it was so bad that they're like
newscast video where it's one of my favorite videos ever because she showed it to me last year, and I was like, "What?" And she goes, "You don't know about the exploding whale?" I'm like, "Why would I know about an exploding whale in Oregon?" And it's this newscast, and goes, "Well, lots of people are lining up. The local sheriff has decided, well, the only way to get rid of this blubber is, well, with lots of TNT. So they've come down here. They're going to blow it up. And the big pots, they'll be able to haul off easy. And the small pots will be picked up by the local wildlife. It should be just fine. We're going to have a good day of it. We're having a picnic. Looks like they're lining up the TNT. They've decided this is the best idea. They don't want to slice it up. They don't want to weigh it. They don't want to do anything else. We're about 50 yards away. And we got Big Mike on the boomstick." And then it click. And you see just a cloud of red and just blood enter the atmosphere. And then there's the silence. And then terror hits as whale carcasses, spines and bones and fins are falling hundreds of yards away, crushing cars, denting the windows. People are getting hit by like bone shrapnel. And then, while they're still freaking out and trying to duck for safety, the blood cloud goes down, and 80% of the whale is still just sitting there.
Oh, no!
And then they just had to slowly chop it up like they were originally going to do, after doing, like, thousands and thousands of dollars in property damage to the local area by obliterating
They should have blew it up again. Let's try again.
And their plan was, like I said, for the local wildlife and seagulls to eat the rest of the whale. They never came back to that area because they were so terrified of the blast. The blast scared away all of the local birds and animals, so they weren't around to eat it. So shout out Nash, it was just the anniversary of that wonderful, wonderful Oregon whale explosion. One of my favorite videos ever. I'll put it linked somewhere below, but I adore that video, amazing. And I was like, I need to remind people that exists if they haven't seen it. Just because there were so many wrong decisions every single way. Other than that, I've been doing D&D. I've been hosting DM for my friend group, which is always a lot of fun. If that's like, I know some people get bummed and want to do the character. I just love playing everyone on the other side. It is the annoying though, where I've made 3 languages, 4 religions, and this like 20-page lore for them to find, and I can't show anyone it. It's just sitting there, and I just am like really proud of this like book I made, and it just has to sit in a private folder where only I can appreciate it. And that is the only sad part of being DM, because especially like I'll make like a 5-page backstory for this NPC. There was this one guy who was just a little slow. He was just a bell ringer. Think of like Hodor in Game of Thrones, and they immediately attempted to kill him. And I was like, oh, cool. He was supposed to see this adorable character that maybe brought along your adventure, and there was all these other facts about his life. He could have told you who the bad guy was, and they were like, we're going to kill him. I was like, awesome, that's great. I'm just going to burn these pages then. That's really cool that we're just going to kill this innocent person.
My friend, when he DM'd, he had so many stories and ideas of how things would play out that he thought would obviously play out. That completely went
never
the
goes
wrong
that
direction.
Way. Which is also fun, but it's also like, you got to learn to like not put in, because I'll put in effort to plan for so many things, and then everything I planned for, they're just like, what if I started throwing crayons at the dragon? And I'm like, all right, I guess, sure, that's way cooler than what I had planned, I guess. And then
I still remember my greatest D&D feat ever is building an entire character based around being fireproof. completely flame proof, and it was my greatest strength. And we were rushing a castle where the archers were using flaming arrows to attack us. And I'm like, holy shit, everything has been building to this. I'm going to be the one that charges the castle. And he's like, are you sure? And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, okay. And then he rolls and he's like, you're dead. And I'm like, but I'm immune to fire. And he's like, you're not immune to arrows. Shit, the arrows hit you and kill you. And I'm like, but they're on fire. I'm immune to fire. And he's like, that's not, you're dead.
That's not, it's still piercing damage. Yeah, that's the other thing is you Yeah, when they make mistakes like that, and you're like, I don't want people to die, but I also can't handhold here. And it's like there was this one thing where, so the first episode, none of them played D&D before, and it's so fun because, Priscilla was like, she's this halfling thief, fighter, and she encountered her first door to this observatory, and I go, what do you do? And she goes, I start to pick the lock. And I already know it's an unlocked door. She just never checked it. And so the character throws open the door and she's like, shit. And then the second door, she's like, all right, this one, I mean business. I'm rushing in. Again, doesn't learn to check if the door is locked. Bounces off of the door because it is clearly locked and she's a halfling. And then there's the third door where they just avoid it for forever and are just scared of doors now. And I'm like, I guess that's the lesson you can learn, or you just like... I don't know. I just love learning. The failure part of D&D is the most fun part. And so, like, it takes some time to get new players to get that because at first they're annoyed. But, like, on the latest session, they were fighting a wizard. And Taylor kept tripping and failing acrobatics and just eating shit and falling everywhere. But it just so happened that on his turn, this powerful wizard was exactly 1 HP. To where if they breathed on him, he would die. And he fails his acrobatics. And I set it up and I was like... You trip, you stumble, go and give you a strength throw. Nat 20, and I go, you trip straight through him. Your head puts a hole through his chest. He is a frail old man. And so he just eventually failed to victory by just spearing this old man to death in ashes. God, I love D&D. There was something I messaged you about. Did you do it?
What was it for?
The Poe box.
Oh, no, I completely forgot. I was gonna see if there was anywhere near you to where you could do it without getting doxxed, and then I just gave you, like, the money for it.
You didn't tell me none of that, man.
I completely forgot about the Poe box till this very second.
Well, if that is a plan you would like to do, then yeah, I think before the end of the week, I can make it to a further away post office so that I am not doxxed.
Let me know, however it costs, get a nice, good one. I'll completely pay for it. But for those that don't know, a P.O. box is where people could send us things.
And for now, it might just be... So, like, if you send something... So, like, when this episode comes out on Friday, we might have the P.O. Box info. If so, it'll flash on screen right now. If you want to send something, that we will open that on the Christmas episode when we are in person for whenever the Christmas episode is. We might keep... If there's interest, we might just keep it in, perpetuity. If people just want to keep sending stuff to the podcast, that's fine. We'll see how that ends up going. It is like... it depends on the post office. I've seen it cost $20 to $40 a month expenditure. So if you guys just aren't sending anything, we could bring it down for a little bit. But at least until Christmas, we're going to try and have a P.O. box open. At the end of the year, we will open it. And if you're like, what if I send...
A handwritten letter is cooler than an email.
Exactly. And if you're worried, like, it comes a week after Christmas, we're not just going to burn it. We'll still, like, if it arrives, it arrives. We aren't going to immediately cancel it the day of Christmas. So if you're worried about timing, don't worry about that. And you could don't overthink it. It's better for us to have a bunch of shit mail than no mail at all. A bunch of shit mail is funny. Not literal shit mail, but, like, just scrap letters. And if you want to make some origami or send us stuff you did for the Whammo.
If you're in Europe, send us chocolate. Send us cool foreign chocolate. I want European chocolate.
Yeah, pay $90 tariffs and shipping to send us chocolate. That would be really cool. So we will have a P.O. box. It'll either be on screen this episode or next episode. Hopefully this episode, I will let you guys know that. We will get that squared away. If you have any other questions, you can always comment or email them, but it's pretty straightforward. If you can legally send it in the mail, you could send it to us. It's not that crazy. Whew. Oh my God, I forgot. There's one more aspect to the interviewing thing that happened. I unfortunately didn't record it because I don't know how phone recording works. I tried to screen record a phone call, and that's not how that works, but the phone call did. I got a scam call after 3 o'clock before the Taco Bell thing, and I saw an opportunity with the scam caller. So I immediately hit screen record. I answer, and she's like, "Hello, I'd like to talk to you about a life insurance policy. It'll pay for your funeral in full. I just know what age you are." And I go, "Hey, what are you thankful for this year?" And she goes, "I'm sorry," because they're very forward in these scam calls. And I go, "What are you She goes, "Me?" And I go, "Yeah, what are you thankful for this year?" And she goes, "Oh, I don't know." And I go, you got any pets? You got any loved ones? You got to have something you're thankful for." And she goes, "I have a cat." And I go, "Oh, a cat. What's your cat's name?" And she goes, "Bella." So shout out Bella the cat. And then I go, "Oh, okay. Well, that's really sweet of you. Let me know what you're thankful for. I just want to make sure you're not a robot before I give you all my personal information. So what do you need?" And she runs it through and asks how old I am. I go, "I'm 28." And she goes, "Oh, you're too young for life insurance. Never mind." She goes, "Anybody else in the house?" I go, "I have my wife. She's 26. She goes, "Will you tell your wife I said hi and to have a good day?" And I go, "And you tell Bella I said hi to have a good day." And then I hung up, and it was one of the sweetest scam calls ever. I highly recommend just answering the phone, no matter who it is. What are you thankful for? Like, by the end of this week, I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to ask everyone what they're thankful for. That's just...
You're going to give one scam caller, like, a morality where, like, they don't want to scam you
Dude,
anymore.
I've tried before. No, they're pretty drilled in. They're pretty committed to the scam. God. Let me see if I have anything else in my notes. Do you have anything else in your notes?
Nope.
Okay, here is a bonus photo from this week.
There it is. That's a good photo. That's a good photo. That's American. You are the Dollar General.
It has the Arkansas forest, the Dollar General that's in the middle of nowhere, 4 American flags. I'm chugging a Mountain Dew in my cargo shorts and golf shirt. We were in the middle of nowhere, and I do this to my wife all the time. She's the best. And I just go, "Here's my phone. Just take a photo." And she goes, "Of what?" And then she saw where I was going, and she goes, "Oh." I love seeing opportunity for dumb photos ever. Anytime I'm at a store buying an oversized rug, I'm like, "Can you go 100 yards away and take a photo?" I think it's so funny to just have distant photos of me in the wild doing the most inane things. It's my favorite hobby. Anytime I'll buy, like, if I've got a fridge on a dolly, I'm like, "You should go 2 blocks away and take a photo of me." Highly recommend it. But if Kyle has nothing else in his notes, I have nothing else in my notes. What does that bring us to then, Kyle?
The viewer segment.
The viewer segment. There wasn't much on the subreddit with this week's challenges. There was a couple spider selfies. There is several nut eatings. One rain 12 hours ago ate some honey roasted nuts. It's only half full. Also not a lot. Tilly asked 2 strangers, I think, what they were thankful for at Disney. Akio with the nuts. Spiders, 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 and spiders. Which brings us to the email, wimmelpod@gmail.com. This one is from Akio, the nut eater. If there was a musical... Are you mogging the camera? Are you rizzing right now? What was that? You looked like you were like face maxing or something. If there was a musical about your life, what would the 3 most popular important songs in it be titled or about?
There would be a song called "Bald."
Okay, you're gonna have a song.
When I went bald.
And that goes. Okay, I'll start. Dun 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 bald. Dum ba da bum da bum da bum bald. Dum ba da bum da bum dum bald. He's bald now.
No hair.
No hair. No hair. He's bum ba da bum ba dum ba dum bald.
That's the end of the song.
Okay. And what's the second song of the musical about your life?
It's a very short song, you know, not a big budget. It has to be something that I do a lot in life. So probably a song about sleeping.
Yeah, that one's a real snooze though. And then lastly, you just say it was a short song. What about "Wait, I'm 5'8"?
I do spend most of my life arguing that, so that would definitely be the hit song.
And how does that one go?
It's basically like a screamo song, really. It's just me. It's just me angrily screaming that I'm 5'8" while everyone around me points and says 5'6".
I think my top 3 songs would be broken into acts. So like Act 1 would be "Oh God, oh fuck, oh God, oh fuck, oh God, oh fuck, oh God, oh fuck," and it just kind of loops like that for about 25 minutes. And then the second song would be like, "Oops, that's a habit." And we all know how that one goes. And then the third one is...
Third one is "Can't Eat Those Nuts."
Can't eat the... That's a lot of nuts. The third one is "What Am I Thankful For?" And it's just, for the next 60 years, I ask people, what are they thankful for? Which musical what's your favorite song? Maybe we can get them to produce all 6 of those songs, whatever they end up sounding like. Would you guys ever be open to guests on the podcast? And then also, if you were, who's the dream guest on your podcast? I don't know if anybody remembers that reference. Shout out JoJo Siwa. What do you think?
I have people ask a lot to be on the pod. I had somebody at the restaurant at my work ask me to shout out the restaurant at my work. And I'm like, okay. So shout out to the restaurant at my work. They make really good hot wings. Shout out to them. So people want to be on it. People want to see someone on it. I don't know who I would want on it.
I just don't, like, what do we do with a guest? Do we, like, because it can't just be, like, I don't want to just interview them. Is it just, we have our, like, we have a pre-made list of our 20 most common arguments me and you have, and we have them settle it? Here's what, if we have guests, and everyone in the community is going to say them, but no, because you listen to this podcast, I want guests that are the most functioning, normal, mature adults in their technical field. Like, I want the best mechanic in Kansas, and we talk to him about cars and drive him fucking crazy while we tell him what we do to our cars. I want an airline pilot. I want the most technically savvy or mature adults to interact with us.
We get a brain surgeon on, and we ask them what's wrong with our brains as we discuss poop for 20 minutes.
I want stockbrokers. I want brain surgeons. So if you have any of those types of jobs, let us know. You could be our first actual guest. But that's what my first thought for a guest was like my senior Master Sergeant Air Force father. Just coming on, and I have to be this, and he's just like disappointed the whole time, and also just gets to hang out with you. I think that'd be a blast. I think our first guest would probably be, what if we had both our fathers? What if the first guest, we're not there, and it's just both our dads in these spots?
That would be hilariously awkward.
That would be like, we don't give them any notes. We don't tell them, like, we don't let them watch pre-watch the podcast. We don't give them any tips. We don't tell them how long. We just go, when we open this door is when the podcast is done, and we come back 3 hours later.
Just an April Fool's episode. It's both our dads talking for 40 minutes, and then it ends up being such a hit that the rest of the podcast is just them. We're fired.
Do we want to make some kind of like 1,000 subs or something like that? And we're like 1,000 subs. It's just this we just have like a singular. We have a CIA secret agent on the podcast. But I mean, that's my idea. I think that's just the fun juxtaposition. I just don't know what, like, because if we have just an average person on the podcast, they're gonna be like, yeah, you guys are weird. I want somebody that's so above us that they're appalled we're the same species. And for them to talk down to us. I think that's awesome.
I was thinking strippers.
Anybody
they're professionals in their field.
Let's say anybody who intimidates us. Because, yeah, stripper would also be good. Like a dominatrix would be good. Anybody who we look up to, even as 30-year-old men. I think that's the ideal situation. I look
up to a lot of dominatrixes.
If you're a dominatrix out there and you want to be on the podcast, hit us up at thewhamopod@gmail.com. So with that being said, dream guest on the podcast. You can have anyone on the pod at any time. Let's say past, present, or future. Who do you have on the podcast?
The dominatrix. But we don't even need to ask questions. It's just at random intervals she whips one of us.
She just explains.
We don't know when it's coming.
She explains her job for an hour, and we just kind of giggle awkwardly out to the side and blush. I was gonna say Abe Lincoln, but now that you put the idea of the dominatrix podcast guest, that's got to be the best episode of anything on the internet. I want to see us interview a dominatrix before the end of this podcast, before the heat death of the universe. If you were a professional, expert dominatrix, we would love to have you on the podcast to explain to us what you do and to make us deeply uncomfortable. This is a good...
Also, if you're Abraham Lincoln, you can be our backup.
Yeah, if you were somebody's going to message me like, oh, I'm an expert 5th grade teacher. Shut up. You're not who I'm talking. I want the experts of the experts of the experts on this podcast. I don't know what that means. Anybody that Tom Cruise would play in a movie is who I want. Baziger says, I started watching Teal in the 4th grade and will be graduating this year. How does this make you feel? Old? Good, because that's what you both are. Wait, you are old. I mean, I've most of my viewers, because I've streamed so long, I've seen go from middle school to high school and are now in college.
Ugh.
My own aging doesn't hurt me, but the aging of those younger than me, every time one of my little cousins goes to college, I go, oh, shit.
That's what my mom said. She's like, me turning 30 wasn't a big deal, but you turning 30 was a big deal.
Yeah. It hurts immediately. But no, I don't know, because I look at life super optimistically with wedges where I'm like, I'm getting an easy 80. So I'm 28 and I'm like, I'm not even a quarter of my way through it. I get to do everything I just did 3 more times, but now I'm smarter.
I'm probably past the halfway point, if I'm being honest. I should be in my midlife crisis right now, because if I make it to 64, that's a miracle.
What's that gambling website where you can gamble on just everything now? Like the amount of views SNL gets. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, they have that, but it's just what age Kyle Teal Hollow 1 makes it to. And they're all just their money. And you keep seeing it shift. It's like there's one season of the podcast where you announce you're going on a diet and the votes shift wildly. And then you're like, I had a Big Mac this week. Just one Big Mac. And they shift wildly the other way.
I would put $1 million that I die before 64 and then fake my death. And then go to South America and live off the earnings. The foolproof plan.
Why South America?
I stand out too much, you know? Bald white dude in glasses. I don't want people finding out I faked my death, so I gotta go to another country.
Where you would blend in more.
Yeah,
like South America.
I'd probably put on a wig and a mustache.
Oh, for sure. It's kind of like at the end of, what was that movie? A Silence of the Lambs, where he just gets off the plane and he's going to go eat people. What country in South America are you going to?
Something with a beach.
Yeah?
I'm going to be a billionaire with my winnings.
That is how illegal gambling works. I was just seeing if you could name a country in South America, but beaches I will accept, I guess. This one is from Tilly. Thanksgiving help. Please read. I tried spacing it out to make it easier. Hi, Tre and Kyle. My wedding anniversary just happened. Shout out to Techie5 for being my husband for another year. This is relevant because we decided to get married while elope in November. 1, because we were ready and we didn't want to wait anymore and knew I didn't want to do the big wedding thing. So, we have an excuse to avoid Thanksgiving. When we do, Techie5 and I have a tradition of streaming, building Lego, and eating sushi. Now, I know a lot of people love Thanksgiving, and don't get me wrong, green bean casserole and a good mac and cheese and some pumpkin pie go so hard. However, because Techie5 and I are both really well-trained cooks, we hate other people's turkey, and usually they are cooking. Insert my loving mother-in-law. Thanksgiving is the one time of the year she becomes extremely traditional church lady, and I can't do it solo. also the turkey. She cooks the turkey a week ahead and then cooks it again the day of Thanksgiving, so the whole house will smell like turkey. But every year it is the driest thing I've ever had in my life. She's insisting we go this year and even trying to take away our anniversary weekend celebration. Techie5 works retail and is working Thanksgiving Day. Is this the year we finally tell mother-in-law we don't observe Thanksgiving? What are my options?
So, dry-ass turkey.
Dry ass turkey.
Dry-ass turkey.
Dry ass turkey.
I really like turkey, even if it's dry-ass turkey. Does she have to make it, or can you pitch in? Can you pitch in and make a better turkey? Can you make one of those cool outside dunk the turkey in oil, start a fire turkey? You all right there, bud?
I'm just teething. I'm sorry. I'm just stimming a little bit. It's late in the day and I got to do it to focus. I eat too much slop in my day just to get by and then feed myself the good stuff. I mean, I feel like the quality of the food is irrelevant to whether or not you skip Thanksgiving. Because Thanksgiving and any holiday is whether or not you want to be around that family or not. And I think the food is just an easier excuse. If ultimately you would just rather be together and not do Thanksgiving, I think that's a valid enough reason. But if you're saying you just don't want to do it because the food is bad, I mean, I don't know. I've done a lot of things with bad food. Most people just anywhere don't know how to cook or season, and if I didn't do those things, I wouldn't be anywhere. But I'd more than happily just skipped out on things because I don't want to be around certain people.
I think the idea of calling up mom and being like, you can't come around this year, your turkey sucks ass, sorry.
Like, if I only went... If I only went to gatherings where people use garlic powder, salt, and pepper, I would go to one gathering a year probably.
Yeah.
But yes, people do suck. And I don't know. I think most people are understanding. If you can, I think you can find a way to make both work. I think it's easy to do. I mean, I usually do Thanksgiving lunch. You'd be like, let's do Thanksgiving lunch. Again, this is all things considered if you want to spend time with them. If you're just trying to find excuses.
Here's some words of wisdom out there. Good people making bad food is better than bad people making good food.
I don't know why. You looked like Benjamin Buttons after eating that. Something in your body morphed after that advice. Well, I'll put this side by side. There is a couple frames where you looked exactly like Benjamin Buttons. But yeah, what Teal say makes sense. If they made the perfect turkey, if it was a different day and you would still go, then I figured it'd make it work. Just be like, hey, we'd like to have evening plans. Let's make this a Thanksgiving lunch. We'd like to change things to make it. If not, you just eat the food, and then you've got your evening still to do Lego and your anniversary stuff and have your sushi. I always do Thanksgiving lunch. That way I can do stuff with the wife in the evening. And I mean, people are pretty open about that. Like, a lot of my family will do stuff the entire day, but as long as you show up for like your hour, they're like, all right, that's effort. They showed up. They can do whatever they want now. Hey, Whammo, I want to share the podcast with coworkers, but I'm a little afraid on how they may react to the humor I enjoy and all the poop talk. Do I say fucking and send it? What are my options? I would never... I mean, I just never been friends with anyone I've ever worked with. I would almost... I mean, I've been appalled if they've ever found out what I'm interested in, because at least... Am I bothering you? Are you stimming now, too? Are we both just stimming at 10 p.m. on a Tuesday night?
Sorry, all I've had to eat today was a commercial breakfast buffet. And
That's all you had to eat today was a commercial?
I don't like sausage, and I don't like biscuits, so all I took was bacon. So I took 20 pieces of bacon. That's all I've had. It's not enough sustenance, so I'm putting a couple graham crackers in my body, or I'm gonna crash.
Yeah, for the audio listeners, Kyle was thinking that 20 pieces of bacon 12 hours ago wasn't enough. What if I ate full-size graham crackers one by one as slowly as possible? The food pyramid did put wheat at the bottom, so surely this will fix things. God, I don't know. What's like your favorite? Like, do you commonly go to your coworkers and tell them about your favorite podcast or show?
I bring up like shows a lot, but the only reason everybody at my work knows about my podcast is from them telling each other.
Yeah, it spreads.
I would never actively tell somebody about my own stuff, but if it's something you watch, it's like. If you're bringing up a podcast you watch, that'd probably work. I mean, they're probably going to go in expecting like a crime podcast or a food podcast, and then the second they start watching this, they're going to be like, well, this is weird. But they might love it. You might make a good friend. You might be a lot of poop talk.
I live in a world where... But maybe not, because I live in a bubble. I think everyone has some version of slop. Like, whether it's the weird murder docs that make the killer all sexy... Like, we've all got something. What you do is you put out feelers. You don't say, this is a podcast I watch, you should check it out. No. You say, I've been thinking about getting into podcasts lately because I only listen to a couple. What do you listen to? And then you go, oh, I just listen to what are my options in this? And then, because that's so vague and they not heard about it, if they're interested, they'll say, oh, what are my options? And you go, oh, it's just these two guys talking about their day, and it's a comedy podcast. And either they're into that or they're not.
Just all you gotta do is just send the Meat Mountain clip and say, these guys are a podcast, look at what they did.
The TikTok is a great
that's funny,
way
bada boom.
to feel it out, yeah. Just send a TikTok highlight, because people get podcasts or whatever TikTok highlights all the time and share them. And if they're like, haha, that's funny, you go, they actually have a full podcast. Isn't that crazy? I might check it out. So then you don't listen to it. They're checking it out with you. So many ways to pretend like you're not into it, but also pitching it to them. But also we do talk about poop a lot. There was that one episode where we didn't, and that was... Neither one of us clocked it. Last episode, we talked about poop in the opening scene. And all of my family was like, I thought you guys were trying to pull back on the poop. And I go, what do you mean? They go, I hit play. And the opening 10 minutes was you talking about how you pooped at the same time.
Syncing our poop cycles.
I completely it was so simple. I didn't even think about that. There is so many people in the TikTok comments that are mad at me, in the emails and in the YouTube comments defending Die Hard as a Christmas movie. I will never have an opinion again. People are pissed.
People at my work were arguing about that.
So at least there was two sides.
You started an argument at my work.
What side was Denise on?
There were people... Denise told us to shut up.
Fair point.
We had Ryan and the others who were like, it is a Christmas movie. And then we had plenty of others who were like, it's not. And those people are stupid.
Here's, again, my problem with arguing with anyone is the most stupid opinions exist. So there are people that are on my side in some of the comments saying things like, it came out in June, so he's right, it's not a Christmas movie. And I go, I don't want you on my side, you fucking idiot. Home Alone came out in June, you moron. Miracle on 34th Street came out in July, you moron. Shut up. I don't want you on my side. But then there was people on the other side that were like, well, if he thinks Die Hard's not a Christmas movie, then Home Alone isn't. And I go, no, shut up, you idiot. Home Alone has everything that I said Die Hard did not have. You fools. That's just all arguing online is just saying I don't like either sides. And that brings me to, yes, Ryan has emailed to say Die Hard is a Christmas movie and sent a full-page email. Setting and plot, the entire story takes place on Christmas Eve, which we already acknowledged, but thank you for reminding me as if I don't know that. And the central plot is triggered by the Christmas party.
The idiot in the green shirt thinks it's not a Christmas movie.
And the man eating 3 graham crackers for dinner who got up at 9 p.m. in the afternoon to do his one responsibility thinks it is. Just says setting and plot. It all takes place around Christmas. I already acknowledged that. Christmas motifs. It's in the soundtrack. Sure.
Smart guy. Smart guy.
Christmas themes at its core. Die Hard is about a man trying to be with his family for Christmas. No, it's not.
Yep. Nope.
He fully acknowledges he's going there to like flex on his wife and let's say, look at what you missing, honey. That is why he is going there. He's not going there out of the kindness, out of heart, just because he misses her.
Well, he evolves.
No, he does not. He's the same asshole. Beginning, middle. There is no lesson. And that's where it comes to the next. They're like, there is a Christmas lesson. No, there's not. I also forgot to argue this. I don't think artists should have a say in how their art is perceived. I'll start by saying that. But if we want to be technical, Bruce Willis has went on the record several times and said it is not a Christmas movie.
Wrong.
You're gonna look at a man with dementia and tell him that he's wrong? Little rude of you, Kyle.
He's not the director. He just was in it. If I make a movie about zombies and my actor is like, well, I think this is a metaphor for a really stupid.
Well, I
just paid him to say words.
This is a Ryan argument, and I don't know how this is an argument. Director's comments. Some of the filmmakers acknowledge that there are Christmas elements. I acknowledge. That's not an argument. I said that.
They acknowledge.
They acknowledge that there is Christmas stuff in the movie. That's super cool. In the movie here, which takes place over 7 years, there's sometimes Christmas elements. Must be a Christmas movie. SNL must be a Christmas TV show because they have a Christmas episode every year. Shut up, idiot. Anyway, Die Hard's not a Christmas movie.
What's it say?
I'll read all of this and I'll probably cut it. But just so you could... do you think Jefferson was a Mossad Israeli intelligence? Don't know what that means. That question was from my sister, LOL. If you were a girl for the day, would you let your homies hit it? Would you rather be burned alive or boiled alive? Your best friend gets bit on the dick by a snake, and the only way for him to survive is sucking the poison out of his. What would you do? Top 3 anime choices for both of you.
No, yes, burned, yes. I'm sucking it.
You're sucking it.
I'm heroically sucking it. I'm sucking it heroically. I'm a hero. I'm heroically sucking it.
Is there anything like facial expression wise you would give off to make it clear that you are doing this as an act of heroism and not?
I would wink to imply that there's nothing weird about it.
Yeah, the wink implies that it's not. And who were you winking at? The person,
the guy whose dick got bit by the snake.
Now, how many people say no before you realize you have to say yes? So you're in a group of 5. Guy number 1, you're camping, bit on the dick immediately, is screaming, I'm a doctor. I know how to solve this. I will die in 5 minutes unless one of you slob on it for about 30 seconds. I assume you don't go, I got this, man. Are you waiting for some others to say no first?
I wouldn't even wait for the confirmation. The second the snake bits it, I'm down.
You're like, my turn.
My turn.
Let me at it. If anybody's gonna suck on my best friend, it's me. God damn it! This snake cut in line. Top.
He looks down. He's like, "Thanks for getting the poison." I'm like, "What poison?" You're poison?
Jesus Christ. Top 3 anime choices?
My top 3 are Gurren Lagann, Cowboy Bebop, and Mob Psycho 100.
Angel Beats, Gurren Lagann, Season 1 only of One Punch Man.
Man, that's Season 3 of One Punch Man's pretty good.
That season,
sure something.
That Season 2 was sure. But that Season 1, wow. What a blast. Yeah. The fact that we both said Gurren Lagann, if you want to feel so good about the unchecked power of the human race and how awesome it is because it's us and not the people we're hurting, watch Gurren Lagann. We're so awesome, and
We're so cool.
so long as nobody stops us, we can just ruin everything. It's so badass. Motherfuckers throwing galaxies
there's never
at
a
each
ceiling
other.
in life.
Yeah.
Whenever you reach the peak, there's always another peak.
Yeah, you're like, wow, I could throw a planet at a guy? No, my son, you could throw a galaxy at a guy. And it's awesome. Super Taigen Gurren Lagann! God, I love Gurren Lagann so much.
Dear Whammo, I have a very simple but fun question. What is an artist you just cannot listen to?
Like, if one of their songs ever came up on the radio, you'd rather mute the radio and sit in silence instead of listening to their shit. There's the obvious ones I think we shouldn't say, like Tom McDonald, Ben Shapiro.
Is Tom McDonald were the one where he's like, I went down to the store and women. Women. Is it him or am I mixing him up with another guy? Is that him? I can't remember if that's him.
I've never heard what you just said in my life. No, he's the one where he's like, he's always complaining about how everything went woke. And how boys like men now and how men used to be men. And he has a rap song with Ben Shapiro called Facts Don't Care About Your Feelings.
Okay, yeah, that's...
I don't know what the fuck you were singing.
Who am I talking about? He has two drummers.
Women, where are they?
I was going, and he has his drummers, and they scream, worst singer. This is
It's
gonna
about
drive me
21
insane
Pilots?
now. No, he's, what is his name? God damn. He's a man. That's what he's singing about, his woman.
Dude, you singing about that woman is going to be my ringtone.
Okay, Tom McDonald did just show up, but yeah, that's not who I'm talking about.
Okay.
Oh my god, I'm not going to be able to find him. It's going to drive me crazy. If anybody knows, just based on what I sang, what guy I'm talking about. He's in like a library, and there's 4 people in his band, and 2 of them are drummers, and the third one is also, I think, a drummer. Is it or just a backup singer?
Is it Boy in a Band?
No, it's God, I don't know.
That's upsetting.
Oh, if I find it, I'll send it. You can throw it up for 3 seconds. There's no way it's copyrighted because he's just rambling, and it's the worst thing I've ever heard. But I would say that or Megan Trainor.
I feel like the less I know, the better. What you just said is one of my favorite audio stems I've ever heard in my life. I'm just saying that all week, just repeating that. Yeah, if we get the dumb like Tom McDonald's and Ben Shapiro's and like the ones everyone hates, I would probably say Maroon 5 / Adam Levine.
I like Maroon 5.
It's so overproduced, shitty, lacking soul. I also just hate Adam Levine so much when he's just like taking his shirt off, being all sweaty and in shape. He exudes. He's the most like punchable faced artist. Like people say that about Justin Bieber, but for me that's Adam Levine. I want to break his chest. Something about him I hate. Megan Trainor is the girl version of that. Cannot stand her either. It's so bubble gummy, and I don't understand. What are you looking at right now? Are you still looking for the song?
I'm just scrolling through my bookmarks, but it's not in there.
I guess Ronnie Radke would be another one. He's the guy from Falling in Reverse.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, was he? Anyway, no, he did not do Chop Suey, but he does do that kind of song, and it is kind of awful. So that, that is, wow, we have been filming for an easy 2 hours.
This is a 2-hour episode.
Even with edits, this is a easy 2-hour episode, which means I get to edit it late into the night as we filmed late. Hopefully it's out Friday. Oh, God. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode. We went everywhere. We went politics. We went poop. We went politics again. We went back to poop. This is a thing. Find out next week.
I didn't say that word?
I won't say until next week. Maybe you did. And you'll just live in fear. Oh. Maybe I've already failed and said it and ruined it.
It was HORSE, wasn't it?
Yeah, you failed immediately. It was horse. No, see, if I said it, then it would have been, yeah. So that's going to sit there. The 2 other challenges eat, did I say 5 or 6?
6.
6 different Lunchables, beginning to end, just fully consumed. This is revenge for the nut. And then lastly, it is produce a song. And this would be fun for the community to do 2-minute original. No outs. You can use tools, but you can't reach out to the many artists in your community that I know you have. I want you to just sit at a computer or grab an instrument and do what you think making a song is.
I'm gonna hire 2 drummers and turn that last song I did into a real hit.
I would allow that. Then I would allow help if you're just because you've already made that song. If you want to submit your own submissions for these options, these challenges, you can do that on the subreddit. That is reddit.com/r/whatarmyoptionspod. But then there's just the TikTok, the YouTube comments, the Spotify comments, the Spotify ratings. Any way else they can help us, Kyle?
Maybe there's a PO now, but who knows?
If there's a PO, it is right there. If there's not a PO, it's just a clip of Kyle singing that song again. I really hope we don't have the PO set up yet. So thank you guys for watching What Are My Options podcast once again. This is really fun. We'll see you guys next Friday, Monday for the bonus videos. Thank you. Goodbye. Good night. Good night.
See ya. Bye-bye. Wow. I went down to the store and women